There are growing concerns about how humans and robots are sharing the road. Waymo had 2 voluntary recalls this year after crashes in the Phoenix area, and the AI car company faces a massive auto safety investigation by the federal government. For some, climbing into the backseat of a Waymo is venturing into the future.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
For others, the self-drive sparkle has worn off.
Every time they see my truck, these here, they always stop. See? Okay, I thought so. YouTube, go over there.
Semi-truck driver Shabani Quizera uses this loading dock next to a central Phoenix Waymo hub.
I'm about to show you right now.
He posted to TikTok after a truck versus Waymo crash last month.
The Waymo lost on the blind side, and the swift driver just smashed it.
See the dents and black scrape marks?
No driver in there.
Shabani says he believes a human driver would have recognized the situation and accommodated the truck's turning radius and blind spot.
They're going to give us a space so we can turn. But what happened with Waymo is they do not give us space.
Phoenix police investigated this crash. Meantime, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is looking into 31 reports of crashes and alleged traffic violations. The federal safety regulators asked Waymo to provide extensive documentation this summer, saying the autonomous vehicles had unexpected driving behaviors that may increase the risk of crash, property damage, and injury, and even collisions with clearly visible objects that a competent driver would be expected to avoid.
The industry had been getting pretty much of a pass on all the annoyances and problems and loose ends.
Phil Koopman is an associate professor at Carnegie Mellon University. He's studied self-driving car safety for 25 years, and he's closely watching the federal investigation.
Because people could no longer say, well, nothing's going wrong.
Waymo's website says the company's mission is to be the world's most trusted driver. Are they safer than people?
It's an educated engineering guess.
Waymo shares multiple safety studies, including this one, that its cars had fewer airbag deployment crashes, fewer injury-causing crashes, and fewer police-reported crashes compared to human driving in the cities where they operate for the first 25 million miles. Professor Koopman says statistically, we may not know until Waymos hit 1 billion miles.
We're going to start to see the rare events matter more and have more concern about the safety kind of events.
ABC15's own cameras capturing the hit-and-miss responses. Here, a Waymo successfully pulls over with other traffic to let an ambulance pass. And here, a Waymo avoids driving into a car fire being extinguished, but does not follow the other cars detouring through a dirt lot. Instead, it backs up into traffic, then cuts across into a different parking lot.
But what we've seen is they make robot mistakes. We've all seen the videos.
Posted on social media, now all part of the federal investigation. Unexpected maneuvers, stopping in traffic, Waymos seemingly getting confused. Why? We got an opinion from Professor Koopman. He says autonomous cars use machine learning based on examples.
What if it sees something it doesn't know as an example? Well, not only does it not know what to do, it often has false confidence and just makes something up and just does something crazy. Or what a human driver would say, what? It's so obvious. Why did it do that? Well, it hasn't been trained.
Probably the weirdest situation I've gotten a Waymo stuck in was in May 2021.
Joel Ricks Johnson is an Arizona YouTuber who's documented more than 170 Waymo rides. Number 54 went viral.
The car tried to make a right turn, and it just couldn't quite do it because there were cones in the lane.
From the back seat, Joel called rider support, getting a human involved.
It really does not like these cones.
Not a problem.
In a blog, Waymo describes its fleet response system as phone a friend. Humans can remotely check on the car's cameras and sensors, answer the in-car computer's questions about the situation, and provide a new trajectory. But in Joel's case,
kind of like humans fighting with robot, and then it just got stuck in high-speed traffic.
When Waymo sent a human to the scene to take over driving,
The car took off again?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times roadside assistance has come out to rescue you?
That's a good point. Probably somewhere around 4 or 5. Though I don't know if I'm exactly representative of the normal, typical rider.
The ABC15 investigators emailed Waymo asking how often the autonomous cars get stuck and need human intervention. A company spokesperson declined to let us see the remote assistance operations, instead saying Waymos sets expectations for service quality based on rapid response times, and we adjust and maintain the workforce necessary to meet those standards. Waymo did not provide those standards, nor ratios of human helpers to cars, nor statistics on how often an employee intervenes in what's considered a fully autonomous ride.
But you can kind of tell sometimes.
Joel says overall he feels very safe. More rides and episodes to come.
But as time goes on, they get better and better and better.
Waymo tells ABC15 the autonomous driver does improve over time using artificial intelligence and operational improvements, and it can solve more ambiguous scenarios independently and needs less help. And the company says it's cooperating with NHTSA on that federal auto safety investigation. I'm Senior Investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC15, Arizona.
Humans and robots are sharing the road as Waymo ramps up operation in 4, soon-to-be 5 cities. There are concerns from federal auto safety regulators about unexpected driving behavior.
ABC15 Senior Investigator Melissa Blasius has been listening to those concerns about Waymo safety, and she's asking if something does go wrong in a Waymo, who should be held accountable?
No community knows better how robo-cars could affect roadways than the Phoenix metro area. Waymo says it's already traveled more than 17 million fully autonomous miles in our area, sometimes to mixed reviews.
By and large, I think Waymo is a really safe driver.
But what happened with Waymo is they do not give us space.
For a year, the ABC15 investigators have looked into incidents involving Waymo's vehicles, including those reported to police. We also talked to Phil Copeman. He's an associate professor at Carnegie Mellon University who has monitored self-driving car safety for 25 years.
The industry had been getting pretty much of a pass on all the annoyances and problems and loose ends.
Waymo says its mission is to be the world's most trusted driver, and the company shares stats that they've had fewer airbag deployment crashes, fewer injury-causing crashes, and fewer police-reported crashes compared to human driving in the cities they operate in. But crashes here in the valley have led to 2 voluntary Waymo recalls in the last year. And federal investigators with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are looking at 31 incidents. NHTSA telling Waymo in this letter the car's unexpected driving behaviors may increase the risk of crash, property damage, and injury, and even collisions with clearly visible objects that a competent driver would be expected to avoid.
And, they would get more trust if they just fessed up and said, oh, we got that wrong. Let's explain to you how we're never going to get it wrong again.
In the last few days, new reports say President-elect Donald Trump is paving the way for wider deployment of self-driving vehicles on America's roadways. But is this country ready? We asked Professor Copeman.
I know that in California, you can't write them traffic tickets, and I've heard in Arizona that the same is true. And the question is, what happens when there's a bad event?
Copeman suggests there should be legal changes, especially when it comes to rules for lawsuits and civil liability for self-driving cars.
Simply just saying, hey, computer driver, same rules apply as if you're human, and the manufacturer is responsible. And then longer term, really push the industry to adapt their very own technical safety standards. I think those two things is sort of a 1-2 approach. I think those would really make a difference in what we're seeing and would ensure safety over the long term.
Waymo says it is cooperating with NHTSA on that federal auto safety investigation. The company also telling ABC15 that the autonomous driver improves over time through a combination of artificial intelligence and operational improvements. As for accountability measures, we're just going to have to wait and see what the Trump administration decides and whether they are indeed going to take efforts to expand the AI car industry. I'm Senior Investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC15, Arizona.
Well, a Valley man vlogged thousands of miles in the back of a car with AI in the driver's seat. His journey is detailed on a YouTube channel. It's called JJ Rick's Rides with Waymo. The creator sharing what he's learned about autonomous vehicles with ABC15 Senior Investigator Melissa Blasius.
From episode 1 4 years ago.
Good afternoon, Joel.
To episode 171 this month.
And now we have to make our way through here.
Joel Ricks Johnson has taken the world along for a ride with Waymo.
My mission is to document autonomous vehicle progress over time.
Joel says he pays for all his own rides, choosing random destinations. The 23-year-old computer engineering student says he'd like to work on AI vehicles someday.
I consider myself a Waymo fan, but I always try to be realistic. And whatever happens is whatever happens. I don't cut anything out. I don't try and embellish or hide anything.
So what was his weirdest Waymo situation?
The car tried to make a right turn, and it just couldn't quite do it because there were cones in the lane.
Oh, I don't think it was supposed to do that.
The humans back in control tried to help it out, but they gave it the wrong directions, and so it was kind of like humans fighting with robot, and then it just got stuck in high-speed traffic. It really does not like these cones.
Not a problem. Car took off again?
Yeah. That was kind of a cascading situation of errors. It was kind of hilarious, but I know after that they worked on it.
And it's not the only time a Waymo human has been dispatched to rescue the car.
Based on what I see here, I'm going to have a roadside assistance. Please start heading your way.
On the road, Joel says he's also experienced sudden braking for good reasons.
Oh, did you see that?
Nice work.
Nice, LiDAR.
And unknown reasons.
Whoa.
Trouble navigating an alley.
Any day now.
With overgrown landscaping.
I think those tree branches might be brushing the dome or something. Oh, no. I see roadside assistance is called.
But successfully swerving for a broken branch.
Oh my goodness, dude.
So far, Joel says he's spent more than 2,300 miles riding in a Waymo.
By and large, I think Waymo is a really safe driver.
And as the number of Waymos increase on Phoenix area streets, what should other drivers be watching out for?
Yeah, when it comes to driving around Waymo, I say be predictable. At the end of the day, they're robots. They don't have any intent. They don't want to hurt anyone.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
The ABC15 investigators have been looking into Waymos for months. From crashes to confusion when the vehicles need a human to intervene. We're hearing from Waymo about autonomous vehicle safety coming up tonight at 6. I'm senior investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC15, Arizona.
Thank you, Melissa. By the way, did you capture a video of a Waymo that you think the ABC15 investigators should see? Just email Melissa and the team at investigators@abc15.com.